Hey guys, Wagner here, aka the Pretoria Shadows. I'm back. I know it's been like 2 to 3 months since I've made my last video, but this one I had to make just because of the sake of it. My friend Christian, or Lord Boo, which I did one of the Cannibal covers, the Cannibal Corpse covers for, I believe it was Evisceration Plague. Now basically, he's holding a gig, right? It's called Lord Boo's Metal Extravaganza on the 5th of November, right? Now, I've got the entire lineup here. Now, I'm going to read it from my phone. And as we go along, I'm going to tell you a bit about the bands. I'm going to tell you about the stalls that are going to be there. There's going to be some beer pong. Yours truly will be hosting the beer pong. Let me first tell you about the beer pong, right? Okay, so I will be hosting the beer pong at on the 5th of November at Wommerbush Lounge, right? The buy-in will be two beers a person. So if you're in a team, 4 beers, just so we can keep the cups full, because beer is not as cheap as it used to be, but still not that expensive. And me myself, I don't want to ruin or buy everything myself. I'll sponsor maybe a round or something, but please, just it's a 2 beer buy-in per person to keep it going. Second thing is the winner of the beer pong. If you want to play doubles, we can have doubles. Singles, there is most definitely going to be, the winner will receive the winning bowl signed by one of the bands. So that's going to be pretty epic. That I will announce at the end of the night. So I shall be keeping track and score of the beer pong. So yeah. Okay, so we have, I believe it is 8 or 9 bands that are gonna attend the Bush Lounge, or to attend Boo's Metal Extravaganza. I'm gonna read them for you guys, and then as I read them, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the band and tell you maybe where they're from, what kind of style there is, if they're good, if they're not groovy, whatever. Okay, so first up, we have the stalls that are gonna be there. So the beautiful people from La Ila Designs are gonna have a stall there. So guys, take your money, go support La Ila Designs. Ayame Designs as well is gonna be there. So guys, bring your cash, support these beautiful people who actually take the time and the effort, and they put actually a lot of work in to craft some handmade stuff, some handmade, necklaces and crafts and stuff. This is really some good stuff, guys. So go and check them out. The damage, obviously, the entrance fee for the festival will be 80 rand per person. So yes. The lineup. Now the lineup is brutal as hell, and most of these bands, we all know most of these bands are fun, but there are a couple of new ones on the list here, which is rather interesting. Bands that haven't been playing for a while, or even we have a new edition which reformed actually. So first up we have Bleeding Spawn, my boys Bleeding Spawn, a technical death metal act from Middelburg. Now these guys are fantastic. Last year at the Sama Awards they took the best death metal trophy. This year they took it again. Their album is out this year. I believe it is called The Pathogenic Mechanized Abomination. I've heard it. It's fucking groovy as hell. It's technical as fuck. It's just an all-around fantastic band, and you guys have to see these guys live because they are really, really, really good. Then again, from Middelburg, we have my grind boys, Displeased Disfigurement. Now this is grindcore, almost gore grind, I would say, but it's very groovy. My eye is itching. It is extremely groovy, guys. It is more like, I would put groove metal with grindcore almost, but it's not that. It's fucking heavy. The vocals are so fucking heavy. They have an album out as well. If I remember correctly, it's called The Extermination Process, which they recorded themselves, which I regard kind of as a demo. So you guys should definitely pick that up, pick up a shirt. There will be merch from the band, so bring your money for merch, contact the bands and everything. So next up we have my groovy boys, Resurrection of Fetal Remains, also from Middelburg. Now these guys, they're a porno grind band, porno slash gore grind band, I would say, and it's fucking groovy. It's slammy at times, it's groovy at other times. It's just an all-around damn fun experience to see these guys live. I can't wait for the album to come out. They do not have it out yet, but Theo, the vocalist, and I have been speaking a lot, and he says that an album is in the process of being recorded, but there will be merch, Resurrection of Fetal Remains shirts. Check it out, it's gonna be sick. Then we have Sordid, the groove metal band Sordid. Now this band, probably one of my favorite SA bands right now. I mean, these guys bring an old school groovy sound, almost, I would say, well, there's a hell of a lot of Dimebag influence in their music, so it is extremely groovy, and they mix it with pure fun, straightforward, almost death metal, but not like the serious death metal. It's more like groovy, it's fun. These guys are all about fun. It's fun to watch them live, and these guys do a hell of a lot of effort. But funny thing about Sordid, actually, when we started going to gigs, I mean, my generation, I started going to gigs in like 2010. These guys actually went on a hiatus for a while. I don't know why. We all thought they broke up, but apparently not, because they're back and they're on stage and they're kicking fucking ass. Sordid. This song, with 13 Fridays, is probably my favorite song from the whole album. There's no physical copy yet, but you can get the digital copy. But as for me, I'd rather wait. I've heard it obviously, but I want the physical copy. That's just who I am. Then we have the lady and the guys from Adorned in Ash. Now this is an interesting band. They do extreme death metal, but there's like black metal influences, and now with the new stuff that they've written, I think they have yet to be recorded, but it's kind of having a progressive element to it as well. So there's a lot of different aspects of this band, and they really showcase it with the new set that they've written. But also this band is fronted by Robin Ferguson, and she's just a fucking beast on vocals, guys. I mean, Robin, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for all the curse words, but you guys kick serious ass. She's probably one of the best female vocals I've heard in a long time. I mean, dude, she's like 23, 24. She sounds like a 40-year-old guy. I mean, she can fucking vocal, guys. That chick is insane. And she can play guitar. She also plays guitar for Adorned in Ash. So that is awesome. Also recently, funny thing about her, well, not funny, just a fact. There is a supergroup that formed here in the South Africa, but on the shores of Gauteng, where we are from. It's called Sisters of Metal, which is like an all-female metal supergroup almost, because they took females from different bands. Courtney Gibson, the ex-vocalist of Mazira, Rashawn from Posthumous, I can't remember, Robin from Adorned in Ash, I can't remember the other chick's name. I always forget her name, but they took like all the chicks in metal almost. No, Rashawn is, no, but basically they took the chicks of metal that are in established metal bands that actually tour a lot or play a lot, and they formed a band called Sisters of Metal, which is fronted by Robin Ferguson. Awesome band. I've seen them twice. They're really good. Then we have Riddle Break, the alternative metal act from Johannesburg. Oh yeah, Adorned in Ash is from Pretoria, guys. Sordid is from Johannesburg. So, Riddle Break, my guys. Now this is slowly but surely, these guys are slowly but surely creeping up the list to being my favorite SA metal band. It's not really, it's alternative metal, but it's got a proggish influence. It's definitely prog based, and these guys deliver a hell of a show. I mean, the vocalist Jade is just a beast on vocals and a maniac live. I mean, the guy he's a ball of energy, you know. He's just drawing you in, and you're kind of mesmerized to what he's doing. I mean, his lows and his highs, his mid-ranges, they're just phenomenal. I mean, this guy has come a long way, and they are surely delivering some of the most catchy prog metal I've heard in a long time. Well, I call it prog metal. It's actually alternative metal, is what they're classified as. But like I said, there's a most definite prog influence. They have an EP out. It's called Collapsar. I suggest you guys check it out. Most notably, the songs but Live by the Sword and Something Sick. Yo, that riff in Something Sick is stuck in my head for weeks now. It is awesome. And then we have My Columbine, which is a melodic death metal band that is hailing from Pretoria. Now, these guys bring a more old school groovy sound to melodic death metal, but definitely the metal element. I mean, they have highs, and the vocalist sometimes goes guttural, which means they are very influenced by bands like Devil Driver and Old School In Flames, even some Dark Tranquility at times, which you can hear within their song structure and the way that they wrote it. But they are also a fantastic band to watch live. These guys know how to bring a fun show, and these guys know how to have fun on stage. And then we have, last but not least, we have the old school thrash metal band Deadline, hailing from Johannesburg. Now, these guys are extremely fun. These guys bring the old school, almost biker kind of thrash metal, you know, with bands like Flotsam and Jetsam and what's the other one? Accept, you know, like old school thrash metal where you have to be able to sing and not necessarily just deliver a monotone vocal like, let's say, someone like James Hetfield has developed over recent times, and let's say Tom Araya from Slayer, which is not bad, but it is kind of become, because of that style of vocaling, it has become trademark of the thrash scene. But then you get bands like Suicidal Tendencies, which push the boundaries a bit and put it into a different light. And that's what these guys also do. They bring that kind of old school sense to it. So I'm really looking forward to the show. I'm obviously going to be there. You're going to be there. Make sure you're there. Be safe. I want to see you all there. And it doesn't matter where we are on this planet. Keep on listening to good metal and be safe.